Bust it.
Hello and thanks for staying with us. Welcome to Political Platform on Repa FM and AIT Abuja as well as AIT International. My name is Amechi Anakweze. Beautiful Thursday morning here at the nation's capital. The service chiefs and heads of paramilitary agencies with the DG of the DSS having a meeting with senators yesterday. It was a closed-door meeting, but after the Senate President announced moves to create a special fund different from the $1 billion the president mooted for tackling the insurgency. This one is to tackle insecurity, and the Senate is asking that the executive should quickly bring in a supplementary appropriation bill to create this fund, which the heads of military agencies and paramilitary agencies would indeed deploy towards arresting the spate of killings across the country. And still in the National Assembly, a new electoral act scaled second reading yesterday, but it came without the very controversial clause and provision that prevented the president from assenting to the one already passed by the National Assembly, talking of the reordering of election sequence. These National Assembly members have seen reasons why they must quickly indeed amend the Electoral Act 9 months to election by removing the contentious aspect to focus on those that will bear positively on our electoral system. And some news coming out from Bauchi, the deputy governor, has honorably thrown in the towel. He has said he wouldn't be continuing this journey with the governor, Governor Abubakar. Talking about Engineer Nuhu Gidado, it's rare in Nigeria for public servants or political office holders to resign, and when it happens, then we'll have to begin to take a deeper look at these circumstances leading to it. Is there a political difference between him and the governor? We have seen in the past, even when we had such differences, they hardly resign. And the APC has moved against the new PDP members who wrote a letter to the chairman giving them a week ultimatum to meet them, raising allegations of marginalization. Some of them whose names are among the committees planning the national convention of the APC were struck out yesterday. Some of them are alleging that it was the handiwork of the presidency, but some will say when you disagree with your party publicly, would the party still have that confidence to continue to carry you along, especially with a crucial task of indeed planning a convention? But is it not sending a strong message to the new PDP that their days in the APC appear to be numbered? My colleagues are here with me, Adebayo Bodere. Welcome to Political Platform.
Thank you, Amishi. I think what happened in Bauchi yesterday is heartwarming. Heartwarming, not because one wants to see friction between two political soulmates, but for the fact that the deputy governor came out boldly and said it will be unfair to the people of the state for him to continue to stay in office, and it will also be offensive to his conscience. And it's good when you have the truth of the matter is that if you have studied the political situation in Bauchi State since 2015, is that the relationship between the governor and the deputy governor Nuhu Gidado is not one that is impressive. But they have the paper the cracks, and then I think
they've been managing since.
Yeah, they've been managing, but
they couldn't manage any longer.
And he said since he's performing little or no function, that is better for him to just stay out. And
he doesn't want to be a spectre any longer.
Yeah, and one remarkable thing, both the governor and Nuhu Gidado actually sought for the ticket of APC in 2015 before the elections. 2014 before the elections, and the one way or the other, the governor picked the ticket. Why? He ended up as deputy. Yeah, in order for him to carry to have widespread votes, he decided to settle for Nuhu Gidado as the deputy governor. But the relationship doesn't seem to be working. That doesn't seem to be a cordial relationship between the two of them. And there is not the only one. Between December and yesterday, 4 key principal officers of the government also resigned, including the commissioner for budget, who resigned on the day the 2018 budget was presented to the State Assembly in December last year. Basically, he said there is what he described it as unfriendly working environment. I mean, in politics, you can interpret what that one means. And from Brinigwari, there is sad tales still coming from that one, and a situation where 31 travelers have to be were adopted, and then the sad aspect of it is that the women who are in their midst were stripped naked. It's so sad.
And we have a new battalion of the army in Brinigwari. Well, this may explain why the Senate moved to invite the service chiefs and head of security organizations, and we are proposing a special fund. Do we need modern funding and deployment of battalions of the military to curb the incident in that part of the country, and indeed in several other parts of the country? Joma Samuel is also right here in the studio.
Thank you, Amechi. I would like to say that the Deputy Governor of Bauchi State is someone, to me, an hero of democracy, because we've not seen this kind of act carried out by any politician. All we know is that the commissioners for states, they usually resign when they feel that they are not comfortable working with their the man who is at the helms of affair. But for a deputy governor to come out publicly to say, I want to resign, it happens in other climes. Even governors resign in other climes. Presidents also do. But here in Nigeria, we have not seen such a thing. So now I think we have to give it to the man. Probably, perhaps, on the other side, he has an ambition. That's why he decided to resign, to pursue an ambition.
He may soon pitch his tent with another party.
Pick a ticket with another party. And on the part of the NPDP, the APC, we know, even from the day they sent that ultimatum, that those people, what they already have is one leg in, one leg out. So if the APC is thinking that we can't trust these persons, let's get them out of the list, they have a reason for doing that.
Shola Jaisimi completes our number.
A very interesting political development. It's been chronicled. Adebayo Bodori as well as Ijoma Samo have tried to narrow in on what probably must be happening in Bauchi. Clearly, it's a case of his own personal desire on what he wants to achieve. I am thinking, I'm not in his mind, the reports we're getting from our colleague who is in Bauchi, Kushi Adams, is that the deputy governor, as we speak, is in Abuja, probably after writing the letter and all.
It was dated May 16th.
Yes,
that should be last week.
He just dropped it, and he's in Abuja as we speak. We're still trying to make contacts to really.
Has he taken flight or what?
Well, probably maybe to just relax from the steam or tension that might be in Bauchi town. So it's politics at work. Whether he pitches his tent to another political party, it's his own decision. The elections are still, in February next year. There's still a lot of time for party primaries. We don't know. We can't say yet whether he's pulling out of the of that position to probably go pick a ticket from another party.
Or he may also look for the ticket of the APC, because he sought for the ticket
alongside
2014.
Yes. Yeah. So, and that brings to the fore some of what happens in politics. Oftentimes than not, if you are running for an office, if you get the ticket, Nigeria's political lessons are that oftentimes than not, you might not pick your deputy from amongst those who contested primaries with you, because oftentimes it's always like, I remember the case of
you have to go for a submissive, subservient fellow that will not challenge your authority.
The case of Lagos.
If you pick someone who's ambitious, you're setting the stage for conflict.
Exactly. Lagos clearly comes to mind at the beginning of this Fourth Republic. Senator Bola Tinubu, the contentious primaries. And even Senator Bokna, and before you know what was happening, they fell out and problems came up. So politics
and Obasanjo and Atiku.
Exactly.
So if you're a deputy, if you're a governor, most times there is not the governor, from what we have observed about Nigeria's politics, that decides who will be deputy. It's the other interest among the political party that decides who will be the deputy. And that may explain why the governor always view and see and approach the deputy with a lot of suspicions. He knows that he didn't come from my camp. So I have to be careful and wary about how I relate with him and the kind of responsibilities I give him. And that may explain why SSG, Secretary to the State Government, and Chiefs of Staff are stronger, because they are direct appointees of the governor, most times coming from within the governor's political camp.
I think the problem mainly is the situation with, if like the example of Lagos Shola cited. You know, if you look at it, was that it was a contentious primaries. Some said it was the late Funshaw Williams that won the ticket. Others insisted it was Tinubu then. But the totality of it was that when it came to the time of picking the Tinubu's running mate, the elders the elders of Alliance for Democracy, then AD, settled for Koforo Boknakerele because they felt he played a very key role in the Nadeko days, which in one way or the other facilitated the retreat of the military to the barracks. So as a way of compensation, it was like an imposition. Yep. And so from day one, they couldn't work together. And that is what we are finding in almost all the places where you have had conflict between governors and their deputies.
Okay, we'll be having two guests on this program. We'll be linking up with our correspondent in Bauchi, Kushi Adams, to give us more insights into the resignation of the deputy governor. We'll be speaking with Chief Chukwuemeka Ezife, former governor of Anambra State, on the Igbo agenda and position on restructuring of the Nigerian Federation. We'll be taking your mails now. One of the mails complained bitterly about the appearance, conduct, and attitude of security agents who are deployed to the streets. And just this morning, I was driving past the Asokoro Community Staff School in Asokoro, Abuja. Some people say the school is owned by the DSS, Department of State Service, and I saw an armed one man who appeared to be a DSS operative armed in front of the gate. And I said, these are where school children are passing through. Display of arms in a school, how will it aid learning? Will it be productive or counterproductive? Are there no other ways we can secure schools in the center of Abuja without necessarily displaying some sophisticated weaponry arms? Is the display of weapons the best way to guarantee security? Are there other ways? The DSS organization must take a look at that. The psychological makeup of our children must not be distorted. Let's get your mails now.
Thank you very much, Amechi. Welcome to the mail segment, and I'm Etenikang Akepu.
Ijoma Osamu.
Thank you very much, Ijoma. Let's get started with the mail from Nwamadu in Imo State. He says, let the fight on corruption be total. It says, President Muhammadu Buhari is a man of few words, and as a man known for integrity, to announce to the world that former President Olusegun Obasanjo did little with the $16 billion by the American government to fix electricity should be a source of concern to many Nigerians. If the former People's Democratic Party spokesperson, Chief Olisametu, will stumble, faint, and be brought to court in a stretcher to face a corruption charge of 400 million naira, then what stops people like Obasanjo from being arraigned in our law court to tell the whole world how he applied or misapplied the $16 billion on electricity, knowing full well that we had more darkness than light in Obasanjo's 8 years of being in power? I urge Mr. President to master the political will to go for all those who have skeletons in their cupboards, no matter their position, age, tribe, religion, and political connection. Corruption must be fought to a standstill so that the corporate existence of Nigeria will not be compromised. God bless Nigeria.
And on former President Olusegun Obasanjo, Emeka Mba is writing us from Abuja. It says, good morning, crew members. Former President Obasanjo was quick as a flash to respond in his usual sarcastic and derogatory manner to President Buhari's characteristics backpassing and all comments on the colossal waste of our scarce resources to the tune of billions of dollars on the failed provision of power to Nigerians. I make bold to say that while this government has spent over 3 years telling us our problems, who are responsible for them, instead of proffering solutions which we brought them to do, the former President Obasanjo is in no position at this point of the country's political life to defend his actions or inactions when he held sway as the president of Nigeria or tell us what to and what not to. This is because nobody, living or dead, has had the opportunity to take this blessed country to its deserved enviable position as former President Obasanjo, both as military head of state and so-called democratic president, spanning a total of about 11 years. He made a mark, no doubt, but weighed against the height he could have taken this country. If there was genuine commitment and sincerity of purpose, the answer is staring us in the face. He's very prominent in the architecture of what this country has become. This is the gospel truth. Long live the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
And that's it on the mail segment. Keep your mails coming. Send them to politicalplatform@yahoo.com, or better still, politicalplatform@raypower.fm.
Thank you so much for remaining with us. Let's quickly take you down to Bauchi. Our correspondent, Kushi Adams, is joining us right away. Thank you so much, Kushi. Okay, now what's the situation? Why did this deputy governor decide to step down, resign from his appointment, from his position? What have you learned? The snippets you have gotten around that Bauchi State Capital.
All right. So far, so good. The deputy governor has not made it clear to us, let me say us, reasons as to why he resigned from his position as the deputy governor of the state. He spoke with his aide on communication last night, and he told me that today, perhaps within the week, they are going to make it known to everybody reasons as to why his principal, as the deputy governor, resigned from his office.
Now, before then, how has relations been between these two? Has it been very formal? Have they been having differences?
All right. For some of us who have been following political developments and events in the state over the years since the administration came in place in 2015, we've seen and rumors have had it over the years that the relationship between the governor and his deputy has not been cordial, has not been good. But none of them has come out to really say or to give his own part of the story. But for onlookers and political pundits and people who see how things have been going on in the state, will agree that the relationship is not good. It has been kind of sour over the years. But I want to also make it clear, that the deputy governor who until his resignation yesterday was also Commissioner for Works and Transport. He had served as Commissioner for Education, that was in 2016, and to last year recently when he was moved to Minister of Transport. And you would also, there are other issues again that came to the front burner. During the primaries, there were allegations of overvoting, which one of the contestants took the case to court as we speak. The case has been in the Supreme Court. And recent what we have gathered...
That's the governorship primary for APC.
The governorship primaries for APC in Bauchi. So what happened that day at the venue was that those who contested, some of the contestants, most of them left the venue, having seen that according to them and according to what was there, that the vote cast had superseded the number of delegates that were present there. So they got angry and left. But Nuhu Girado was there and he was the only one that spoke with journalists on that day. And thereafter, the governor picked him as his running mate. So as we speak, I'm on my way to the APC Secretariat to get reactions from the party and other people, stakeholders in the state, on the resignation of the deputy governor and looking at how that will affect the political equation in the state. You will, like Budurin said earlier, even the advisor to the governor, one of his advisor politically resigned recently, Sani Malam, who was before the merger of the APC, the state chairman of the CPC. He resigned his appointment that he was going to contest the chairmanship, the party chairmanship. So he's among those aggrieved. He's among the aggrieved party faithfuls who have said to have petitioned the national chairman or the party at the national level over the conduct of APC Congress in the state.
Yeah, Adams, let me ask you this question. From your study of the situation in Bauchi, on one side is those who resign, including the commissioner for budget, one special advisor, and others. They are saying that they are working in an unfriendly environment because their inputs are not being considered when it is time for policy formulation and implementation. On the other hand, the governor's camp is accusing the deputy governor, who had just resigned, of over-ambition, and that whenever the governor travels out of the country or out of Bauchi and is acting, he behaves as if he's the governor. Is that the correct reading of the situation with the stance taken by the different camps?
Yes, well, yes, no, because this issue has been going on in town from both camps. You will hear different stories, allegations and counter-allegations from both camps. This camp accusing the other camp, and it has been the story all over. But I want to say that even the deputy governor himself and even the governor, they have accused, people in the deputy governor have accused the governor of running the state as a one-man affair, a one-man show, that the governor has been the one taking charge of so many things, doing things on his own. I mean, some of the commissioners who left, some of them may not come out to say it on the media or in the public, but some of them in private have spoken to us in confidence that it hasn't been a friendly working environment for them working with the governor. An allegation the governor's camp has always debunked and claimed the governor is a friendly man who has been accommodating and giving them every free hand to work as members of the executive council.
Adams, has the governor reacted? Has the governor reacted to the resignation of the deputy governor?
Yes. Actually, the special advisor on media, the governor reacted on his Twitter page and Facebook page, his official Facebook page, and even the media advisor to the governor, Ali Muhammad Ali, released a press statement this morning. I remember last night I had contacted him around after 11, where he pleaded with me that he was going to give a release this morning, of which he did. He said the governor has accepted the resignation of Nuhu Gidado and wish him well, and is sure that when called upon in the future, he will avail himself work for the state. That's the only thing for now.
Nuhu, I would like to Idris, our colleague in Bauchi, and Adams. As we speak, the reports we have is that the Bauchi State House of Assembly is on recess. Constitutionally, the letter of the deputy governor ought to be with the House of Assembly before it can be termed to have any legal effect. What's the implication of this?
Well, last night I tried reaching out to members of the House of Assembly, including the chairman, the House leader, and other principal members, and all of them are out of the country. They said they are on recess and they are presently in Dubai and on recess. They will be back in June. So as we speak, they say they can't confirm if any letter has been sent to the House of Assembly. From the APC Secretariat, I'll be moving to the House of Assembly to see the clerk if he has received any letter from the deputy, let's say the former deputy governor now, since he has resigned. Okay. If there's any letter to that effect, so we'll confirm from the House of Assembly from the clerk.
Thank you so much, Kushi Adams, for that incisive comments and analysis. We hope you keep tabs and furnish us with new details as they emerge.
All right, thank you, Amici, and good morning.
Okay, of course, you heard it right from Bauchi State. A lot of things happening, gentlemen, and distinguished. Okay, no lady in the in the media profession. Ijama, gentlemen, what do you have to say?
I think the development from Bauchi, it's quite interesting because it seems that the deputy governor has been trying to keep some things inside him. He has not been comfortable with working with the governor of the state, and to him the best option is just throw in the towel and let go and decide to wait if he will become the governor of the state one of the states.
Anyway, the section 306 subsection 5 of the 1999 Nigerian Constitution, as amended, provides that the notice of resignation of the governor and of the deputy governor of a state shall respectively be addressed to the Speaker of the House of Assembly and the governor of the state. So the governor has his own copy and he has acknowledged that most probably that address to the Speaker will also either be with the House of Assembly or on the way to get into the Speaker. You want to add something?
Yes,
very
I think what the whole thing is that Bauchi is one state we should watch out for as we approach the election.
Dogara's
it has further deepened the crisis, the political crisis, within the APC in Bauchi State. The speaker is leading the lawmakers in Abuja
against the governor. And of course, the deputy governor now pulling off from the camp of the governor. It will be an interesting state to watch ahead of 2019 governorship election. Thank you so much for joining us on the program today. I will return tomorrow with another edition. On behalf of the crew, my name is Ait.